Hey guys, welcome to episode 3, the review of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right, thank you for watching. If you want to support the show, click the links down below. Grab yourself some merch. Maybe jump into Patreon. But let's just get right into the episode because this episode gets real deep into the underworld of the universe. Winter Soldier and Falcon are having troubles trying to figure this whole thing out and trying to get a lead on the Flag Smasher group who has new super soldier serum. So they play a different hand than the new Captain America who, they're not digging anything up. They're getting their face spit in by, criminals and stuff. And he's like, do you know who I am? It's like, no, I don't know who you are. You ain't Cap.
Well, depending on what scene, he looks like a completely different person. Like that actor, like there's times where he has the mask off and it's like, oh, I know that guy. He puts it on, it's like, man, that's better beer face guy.
So our heroes play a different card. They break Zemo out of jail. In fact, without permission from Falcon, Winter Soldier already does it in a clever little scene. Like, let me take you through a hypothetical, which was
I liked it.
I liked it. It was a real hypothetical. And we have our trio, basically, in this episode. And honestly, if it wasn't for the trio of this bad guy who's been a major villain in the previous films, and our two heroes that don't really like each other but do respect each other and are forming a buddy cop friendship, the dynamic between these three, I think it would have been like a lesser episode without this dynamic. I think because we're purely in... in the 3-act film, we're purely in the second act where it's like after all the setup and the action and before all the lowest point and the climax. So we're kind of stuck in the middle. This is a 6-hour-long movie. This episode here, 52 minutes. And it's, that middle section.
Yeah, they basically got to tell you what's going on in this whole story. So this is basically what this whole episode was. Like,
what'd you think
the
about
whole
it?
story? And I liked it. I like the whole espionage thing. It's like how we're going in undercover. They did it way better than Picard, right?
Oh my God!
Wow,
to remind me of that fucking episode.
I can smell a lie.
Well, now I'm about to give this a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, in
because if you
comparison.
compare that to Picard, so they all
doing
dress
it.
up in these crazy outfits. Falcon has to dress up as the Smiling Tiger.
Smiling Tiger.
I looked it up. It's an actual Marvel character. Of course, he doesn't look like that. He's way more muted than these loud colors. And Winter Soldier goes, obviously, as himself. But I think it would have gotten out by now that he's not bad. But I guess not, because like the world doesn't really know. It's because Winter Soldier has always kind of been in the background. So he poses as his old self. And, of course, Baron's Baron. He broke out of jail. How did you break out of jail? We're in a movie.
We got our ways.
We have our ways. Have you not watched any action movie?
But no, I did like the espionage. I like the lore that they were going with it, the underground stuff, and it was pretty dark at some points throughout this episode.
Yeah.
But I liked it. The chemistry was there and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
about
think
you?
it was super enjoyable. I think that everything in this episode worked other than the motivations a little bit. I think Zemo kind of jumped on board real quick, and I was sitting there going like, why the hell?
We got to figure out.
Why is Zemo helping him? It's like I get that he's like, oh, I got to stop super soldiers.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I like
his
the
little
Zemo
thing.
character having a code, and
Yeah.
they needed to push that a little more so that we can get it a little more.
Make it more believable. Yeah.
Make it more believable, but that's his whole thing. Is like he hates the Avengers because they're basically super soldiers. Hates
He
super
doesn't want
soldiers.
super soldiers around.
So he's gonna play along. But I'm obviously he gets his purple mask in this. It's cool, and because he's still rich. I mean, he's a fucking baron, and he still got butlers and planes and shit that they can utilize, which they definitely do.
Yes.
And they go to another great part of the episode, which is Madrapore.
It's
And
real now.
I thought it was cool as fuck.
One step away from Latveria, right? Like 'cause
Latveria,
now we're making all these fictional places real in the MCU. I want Doctor Doom so bad.
Like Singapore and Madrid kind of combined into one. Very, very, garish and neon lights everywhere and underworld. They don't extradite people, so it's a criminal haven essentially, where pirates in the old school day would come and hang out. So they go in undercover. Falcon has to drink snake
What
balls,
was that?
snake guts,
I figured
you would
snake
know.
penis,
It's
something
gross.
like that.
You done it?
What?
I've done that. It's gross.
No fucking
I
way.
figured
That's
you
a
would.
real shit. I
Yeah,
was
we
like,
got
what
videos.
is this?
So when we did
figured
it,
it.
the heart was still beating, and you could see the level of liquid go
Oh,
up
it's a
and
snake
down.
heart. I
Well,
thought
there
it
was,
was
you can do
Evil.
snake heart. You can do snake bile. They give you. It was gross.
What the
How'd
fuck?
it taste?
Not good.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
good.
but you're
It's
a
not-
man now, smiling tiger.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my
it's in
favorite drink.
alcohol. It's not like you. I guess some people are squeamish about stuff like that.
Yeah. So then
maybe
they kind of
let's-
start a brawl fight. You know, kind of prove that hey, we're still bad guys. And then they get a meeting with this Mohawk lady who, basically,
Shelby or something like that.
Huh?
What was her name?
I don't know
Shelby?
what her name was.
Something
Yeah.
like
She
that. I
kind of came
forget.
and
I
went.
forgot.
She basically just gave them the information that they needed. God dang it, I
don't
need to
know.
fix this. Okay, so she basically gave them the information that they needed, and but that scene is interesting because motherfucking Falcon's basically a family man, and his
phone
sister
starts
calls him.
ringing.
And she's, God damn it. And she's like, put it on speakerphone. And I'm like, well, how's he going to get around this? Does a pretty good job at first. Like, yeah, I'm a big man. We went to that bank. You remember that bank
you
job?
high?
What the fuck is wrong with you? And then she's like, hey, put them Cheerios down or something like
I
that.
think I gotta go. Sam. It's like Sam.
Sam.
Oh, shit.
Shit goes off. Shit pops off. And
Why does he have a phone?
yeah.
He's got a
Put that
GPS
shit on
tracking phone.
silent.
Don't take your phone with you if you're trying to go off grid with war criminals. 2 of them.
Oh, true. You're trying to go off grid. I
People
was
worry
like,
about
at the very
5G
least,
injections
if you
and shot.
need-
This is the tracking device that the government is watching you with.
if you
That
need,
is true.
it's Alex Jones. It's Alex. Alex. Alex is turning Alex Jones. Anyway, but no, it's true. It's dumb as fuck. Why do you have it on? Just turn it off. At least on
Yeah.
silent, bro. Right? Almost fucks it up, but they get the information they need. They get a name, and we learn about this new character called the Power Broker. It's getting a little late here, episode 3, to start to introduce a whole nother character in which is way powerful, lots of connections. Even Baron, has heard about him and kind of respected him. I have a theory. I'll see what y'all think at the end here about who the Power Broker is. So anyway, they basically learn everything, but they get their asses kicked, and Sharon shows up in this episode to save them. And I thought, okay, this is a bit too convenient here. The Sharon character that we've seen in the past in Marvel films, and she just so happens to be in Madrapore. She's a black market art dealer, and she kicks fucking ass, right? She saves them. It's like, okay. And with her and with the new information, they're able to locate the scientist who worked on the serum, and he's working on the serum for the Power Broker. And I'm like, God damn, it's so fucking easy to make, the super serum. So, why has this not happened before? But okay, fine. I suspend my disbelief that this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is an instance where they are attempting again to create the super soldier. So it's explained. So like I said, this episode, very expositionary, very learning about everything. This scientist, I don't really believe the scientist is super smart and he can keep up the work because it's almost nearly impossible. But the little hook that they use is the black super soldier that we met in the previous episode that the CIA was experimenting on. Apparently, this guy was working for the CIA and got a little bit of the blood, and with that blood was able to then recreate the super serum soldier. But it's like, well, then why didn't they do that to Captain America and Winter Soldier and all this other stuff? But whatever. But as they're explaining that, there's like a little plot hole or something that didn't make sense to me. I don't know, see if y'all picked it up. He's like, all right, so then we worked on this program, and then the program shut down. And then the Power Broker picked it up for me, and he was more than happy to. It's like, why would a super soldier program ever shut down if he was able to successfully create super soldiers? Doesn't make fucking sense.
It was the blip stopped everything, and when
yeah.
he came back, they weren't concerned with it anymore. Is what they were.
That's
What he
basically
Was
what
that
I
the
got from
implication?
That's what
The
he
blip?
said. That's what he said because he turned into Ash.
disappeared.
Yeah, that doesn't make
disappeared, came
sense.
back, and was like, "Oh, we don't need this anymore." But this guy's like, "Yes, I want super."
We don't
soldiers."
need super soldiers anymore.
That's
Before
that's
or
what he
after the
said.
blip, bullshit.
Yeah.
So that drug it down for me. I'm like, right, and I don't get it. I want things to make sense. This whole series has made sense, but we're getting a little
Quick
muddy.
thing I
there.
wanted to was the sniper Sharon?
Yes.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, she was pretty fast.
I couldn't see, right?
yeah,
I couldn't
because
see.
like
she
she's
was
like,
up there and
up
that
there,
here,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey, you
I
guys
thought she
alright?
brought people with her,
Me
right?
too.
Nope.
That's what I was like. Wait a
Nope.
minute, because I see like the final shot, and then she turns corner. You guys all right?
Yeah.
So
that
wait,
was a
was-
weird.
was it
Okay,
like
maybe
two?
this ties into my theory here that I have. I think Sharon's a power broker.
Think
What do
so?
y'all think? Yeah. No?
Power
Well,
Broker's like
she's-
an established Marvel thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sucks. Anyways, I thought that I'd be clever. There'd be a twist coming. There's a twist at the end of
That
the
would be
episode.
a crazy twist if that's what the
I would
direction
love
they go.
that. I thought they were trying to set it up because she's like really fucking powerful in this episode. She's like
She's
so
kicking
when they're
ass.
doing all the lab, she's doing Captain America shit outside, and she ain't no super soldier. Well, we don't know, but
don't
yeah,
know,
she ain't no super soldier. At least it's not implied. No, she's getting her ass kicked. She's bleeding, but she's doing all the work outside while the boys are in there talking in the lab.
Yeah, she messed people up.
And she messed people up. It was pretty good. But anyway, so we learned that 20 super soldiers have been created, but then those were stolen, and that's our rebel faction here, the Flag Smashers, while Sharon fights that army outside. And then Baron kills the scientist, so we cut that plot line. No more super soldier serum, just 20, that's it. I knew that was gonna happen because Baron's
That's his
sitting right
thing,
there.
yeah.
He's like, "No, fuck you. You're done." So he kills him, and then he escapes in this chaos. And I'm like, well, now Baron's out in the world, but he doesn't leave. He actually
I was
shows up.
surprised.
I was surprised too.
Yeah.
He comes in, puts
He's
his
like,
mask
"You're
on,
free."
does his own little hero thing, and I was thinking, how do they tie this in? Alex, have you read any Machiavellian?
Machiavelli? Yeah. the Prince?
Machiavelli or whatever? I don't know what it was
The
called.
Prince? Was he reading the
Yeah,
Prince?
is the Prince. Let's see, honorable methods in this book. So maybe it was implied through that book. I haven't read it that maybe Zemo is turning a new leaf and becoming honorable, but I doubt it. But maybe it was just implying that he's about to do something honorable here. So he does something honorable.
He did.
Stays true to his word, saves the guys, does his own little gun kata, and kills the enemies and breaks them out. Even brings a badass car around. He's like, "Hey, supercharged, let's go." And they're like, "All right."
Yeah, because I was
cool,
really
Baron.
surprised that.
Baron's the odd man. He's he's like
I was
the
I would have
third
taken
wheel.
off because after you're done, they're gonna put you back in jail.
He
man.
wants to stop the
Take
super
off.
soldier.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah.
it's an interesting dynamic.
It
So I
is.
like.
He's
I
sticking
like
to his code, and it is kind of unbelievable.
see
But
it
I like
till
the
the
idea of like the lawful evil character.
Yeah,
that's
me
just
too.
Like,
Me too.
I'm gonna do like we have
He's
an
a piece of
agreement,
shit.
and he's self-serving. And this is what I like about certain bad guys when it works. Right? Like there are times where
Yeah,
Lex
there's
Luthor.
a worky bad guy. This ain't Steppenwolf.
No, it's like Lex Luthor can do this too. Baron Zemo in this, they're trying to do that where it's like, look, right now, this is the problem I have, and I'm on the side of good. Now, sometimes we're not, and I'm gonna try to kill you, but right now we're on the same side. It's like I like it when they can pull that off.
Yeah. So basically, then here's the drop that I didn't understand that I made up my theory. Sharon, as everybody goes their separate ways, she's like, "I can't go to the U.S. You guys go," and then she goes to her own car and she's got her own people, and she says, "I got a problem. In fact, I got a few big problems. I got a few problems." So I'm like, what is this? They're dropping this for something. Sharon has some secrets, so I was thinking that maybe she's tied to the power broker
That's what I
because
was
she has
thinking.
been in this
Yeah,
world,
that's
and
what I was
all of a
thinking
sudden
too.
she's like has a life in this world. So maybe she's tied to it, or maybe she's a power broker herself. Let's see if my theory comes true. Anyways, then throughout this, we get our C plot. We get our subplot, which is the rebels. So the rebels, they were starting to get sympathetic, right? And then we learn, oh, well, they are only stealing this to protect their family, their community. They are disaffected. They are forgotten and all these other things. However, Marvel tells us, nah, you don't need to be you don't need to have sympathy
This
for them
is
right at the end.
Yeah, if you have really stupid children, or if you happen to be a stupid adult and you need to be told who the bad guy is, there's
They're
a scene thrown there
bad.
for you. It's just like they're not only bad, they're real bad. They killed innocent people for no reason.
Yeah, so while the rebel lady has this scene that was supposed to be touching, didn't really work for me, where her mom was dying or somebody that she knew was dying. Didn't really work for me. But then she crosses the line when she kills innocents. So they're stealing supplies. And yes, it's bullshit that these this red tape is keeping these supplies here and nothing is being done with them. So she's like, we're just going to steal them. And they're like, fucking flag smashers, or damn you flag smashers. She's like, and she makes her appeal to them. Like, oh, okay. Like, no. She blows the whole fucking
That
place
security
up.
guard didn't steal the supplies.
Yeah.
He's just like, lady,
He's just there for his paycheck.
I guard the thing. Like, what are
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
doing, lady?
And she surprised even her right hand man,
Yeah,
who was
I
like,
was like,
"Wait,
damn.
what are you doing?
Okay.
There were innocent people in there. That's not what we do." Or it just in his mind, but he goes along with it. And then that's it. So then, Winter Soldier notices as they're going to the next
Just a little-
area, a little ball. I'm like, that's some high tech. That's Wakanda tech. Twist here. There's a Wakanda warrior that shows up, and she's here for the Baron.
For sure.
So, like I said, the episode's like a middle of a movie, and there's some action with Sharon, and the action was good. I'll give them that. And the more I think, like when I was watching it, I was focusing too much on where this would be in the movie because I was gonna give it a low rating. In fact, I was gonna give it a 6. But it had Baron, it had the Madrapore, it had that trio dynamic. It had some good action when I thought about it, so I was going to go 7, but I'm actually thinking, I
was
might go
stuck between a
higher.
7
Let's
or
go to
8.
final. Yeah, let's go to
I was
final
thinking
verdicts.
between a 7 or 8. I did like the pacing. Well, no, the pacing is the thing that kind of had an issue with. But other than that, like, I like the acting. I like the trio. I like the action scenes. But I think some of it could have been just like not toned down. Like, because I wanted to know more about this power guy, and we're already halfway through.
Well, yeah,
but maybe kind of
they're teasing him.
Yeah,
That's
they
gonna
are.
be 4,
but
5, 6.
I don't want it to end like a cliffhanger. We
Okay.
got like what, three more?
Three more episodes.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot to come through.
3 hours, they can do it.
And then we got this whole Wakanda thing now. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. But
Okay,
I'd say overall,
do it.
7.5.
No, that does not happen on the Angry Joe show. You know it, Alex.
It was still good. 8.
Be a man. Do the right thing. You choose. We don't go halvesies here. Okay. There's no decimals. Decimals are
So
for
go
wussies.
ahead.
7.
All right,
go ahead.
75 out of 100.
Nope.
He did it.
Alex, go.
I like the episode. It does feel like if we're going to equate it to a movie, it does kind of feel like the middle of the movie, but it's important. And I think there's a lot of implications here that
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if they play on. There's an entire fight sequence with Bucky that I thought was really cool. He didn't murder them, but he murders some people in that bar, and he does some really cool stuff. And there's people there just videotaping him on camera.
Yes.
Is that going to play into the fact that he's
The captain.
on parole and he's got no violence is rule number 2 and all of these other things? So is that going to come into play later? The whole Sharon thing.
Oh, yeah. We forgot to talk about why is Sharon helping them.
Yeah, the whole Sharon thing's stupid. The fact that everyone gets pardoned. She stole a shield, and she is still like, we can't pardon her. It's like that's Winter Soldier. He murdered everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, and he gets a pardon, and she doesn't get a pardon. It just seems kind of like, well, we need to shove her in because we like her, or it fits the narrative. It's like they didn't take care of that part very well, and it feels kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But so be it. I think it was a good episode. I think it's an episode that it's kind of hard to judge on its own because we need to see how it plays and everything else. But I think I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up 8. I was hard on it. The more I talk about it, the more I like the globe trotting. I like the trio. I like the action. What exactly did I have a problem with? Well, the sudden cut off of the super serum stuff kind of pushed to the side. Now that might come back into the forefront, but it was here in this, and things like that, and. But other than that, I thought it was well done. Some funny moments with the smiling tiger, some interesting world building, and some implications on what's coming up in the future with the Wakanda stuff. How much is Wakanda going to be playing into here, or is it just a small drop and then it'll go away? Go
That's why I
away,
was just
Wakanda.
kind of worried too, because like there's only 3 more episodes. It's like that's a lot to do, but
to try to wrap up.
yeah.
Well, and
Well, we'll
is
see.
John Walker gonna get the serum? Like, I think that's how he gets the serum.
Yeah,
is from the
let's-
power broker.
Really? In the comics, I don't know anything about John Walker. Let me say this, that I think they are setting up here some implications that maybe John Walker shouldn't be Captain America. I don't know. I can't see it. He hasn't crossed the line, and he's nowhere near the line.
Not my
But every once in
captain.
a while, right, every once in a while he drops like he's got some hubris or he's got some,
Yeah.
he has to get the mission done no matter what. He's the symbol now, so I think this can come to fruition later. It's also in what Barron says, that you Americans, you have a problem with raising these symbols and then ignoring the flaws of the people who are symbols. So I'm thinking that maybe in the future, John Walker's maybe going to cross the line or something.
Yeah,
I don't
just
fucking
do it
know.
himself or something. Maybe.
Become the villain? Oh shit!
Well,
He
or
becomes
he-
a villain?
No, he's gonna inject
Nah,
himself. He's like,
No, I
no,
think
you
he's-
can't do it. It's like I'm gonna do it.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but I am fascinated to see how they're gonna get push. I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna be U.S. agent. I know that's where they're headed with it. Has to be so. But anyways, I'm along for the journey, and I am
So far, so
enjoying
good, yes.
the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10 because so far, I think I'm enjoying this. In the early, a little more than the early of WandaVision. Now we'll see, because WandaVision takes a big rise.
Yeah.
Whether this series can also take that big rise, or whether it just peters out or gives us an average movie ending. So, anyways. That's The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 3. Tell us what you guys thought in the comments. And if you like seeing these, please subscribe to the show. Tell your friends. Click those links down below and support us, okay? All right, well, we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye,
Bye, guys.
guys.